The champagne bubbles caught the candlelight as Nicole stood to give her anniversary toast. On the night she had married Andre at a ceremony she had planned herself on the beach in Miami. It had been perfect. Everything Nicole touched was perfect. That was what made Prestige Events the most sought-after event planning company in the South. Perfection was her brand. Andre smiled up at her, his hand resting on the small of her back, that familiar gesture that had made her feel safe throughout their marriage, protected and loved. Nicole began, her voice carrying across their private section. I married my best friend, the man who supports my dreams, who celebrates my success, who makes me laugh even when I am stressed about a client deadline. She paused, looking at the faces around them. Tiana at the next table, radiant in a gold dress, raising her glass. Her event team from Prestige Events, all dressed up for the occasion. Andre's former teammates from his brief NFL career. Her Aunt Gloria, her only remaining family, dabbing at her eyes. Andre, you came into my life when I needed someone most. After losing my parents, I thought I would never feel whole again. But you made me believe in family again, in partnership, in forever. Andre stood, wrapped his arm around her waist, and kissed her temple. The photographer captured the moment. Perfect. Always perfect. Nicole's phone, face down on the table, vibrated. She ignored it. This was her moment. Their moment. It vibrated again and again. Baby, you should check that, Andre said smoothly. Might be the Wilkins wedding emergency. You know how that bride gets. Nicole picked up her phone, expecting a panicked text from a client. Instead, an unknown number with an Atlanta area code she did not recognize appeared. The first message read simply, check his jacket pocket right now. Do not react. Before we continue with what happens next, I want to ask you something. Have you ever received a warning about someone you loved that you did not want to believe? Have you ever had that moment where everything you thought you knew suddenly shifted? If this story is resonating with you, drop a comment below about a time when your instincts tried to tell you something important. And please subscribe to the channel, because we share stories like this every week. Real stories about people who trusted the wrong person and found the strength to fight back. Now, let me tell you what was in that text message and what Nicole discovered when she checked that jacket pocket. Because what she found would save her life and expose a killer who had been operating for years. A second message appeared immediately. Left inside pocket, small phone. Do not let him see you looking. A third message followed. Your life depends on this. Trust me. Nicole's hand trembled slightly. She looked at Andre, who was watching her with concern that looked so genuine it almost made her doubt the messages entirely. Everything okay, baby? Yes, Nicole lied, her event planner training kicking in automatically. Never let them see you panic. Never let a crisis show on your face. Smile through the disaster until you are backstage. Just Lena asking about tomorrow's setup. You know how she worries. She typed back to the unknown number with steady fingers. Who is this? The response was instant. Someone who knows what he is planning. Check the pocket, then meet me. I will explain everything. Nicole typed quickly. How do I know this is not a prank? Another message appeared. Because in a few seconds he is going to get a text from someone named Ryan if you suspect anything. Watch his face when he reads it. Count silently. Watch. Nicole set her phone down and picked up her champagne glass, maintaining her smile, while her heart hammered against her ribs. She counted silently. Andre was telling a story to the table next to them, something about his rookie year with the Falcons. Tiana laughed at something, That familiar laugh Nicole had heard many times over years of friendship. The photographer moved around them, capturing candid moments. Andre's phone buzzed on the table. He glanced at it. His jaw tightened for just a fraction of a second, so brief that if Nicole had not been watching for it specifically, she would have missed it completely. The muscle near his temple jumped once. Then he smiled, turned the phone face down, and reached for his wine glass like nothing had happened. "Everything good?" Nicole asked, keeping her voice casual and light. "Yeah, just Ryan asking about the game tomorrow." Andre took a sip of wine, completely relaxed. But Ryan Holland, her attorney and Andre's supposed friend, was sitting 3 tables away at this very restaurant. Nicole could see him from where she stood. He was not on his phone. He was cutting into a steak and talking to his kids. Andre had just lied to her face. The unknown number texted again. "He just lied to you." That text was from your best friend, Tiana. The same Tiana sitting nearby, pretending she is not involved. Check the pocket. I am parked across the street in a silver BMW. When you are ready to know the truth, come find me. But Nicole, do not wait too long. They are planning something soon, something permanent. Nicole felt the floor shift beneath her feet, but her face remained perfectly composed. Years of managing demanding brides and corporate clients had trained her well. She could smile through anything. "Baby," she said, touching Andre's shoulder with practiced affection. "Your jacket. The photographer wants some shots of us by the window. But you know how you hate how shoulder pads photograph in certain lighting. Would you mind taking it off for the pictures?" Andre smiled warmly. "You and your attention to detail. This is why you are the best in the business, baby." He shrugged off his custom Tom Ford jacket, the one she had bought him for his birthday, and draped it carefully over his chair. "Let me hit the restroom first. Freshen up for the photos. Be right back." The moment he walked away, Nicole moved with the efficiency of someone who had coordinated large events down to the minute. Her hands were steady now. She had negotiated million-dollar contracts with Fortune 500 executives. She had managed crisis situations with celebrity clients having meltdowns hours before their weddings. She had rebuilt her entire business after a vendor embezzled money. She could check a jacket pocket. "Left inside pocket," the message had said. Her fingers found it immediately. A phone she had never seen before. Small, cheap, a basic flip phone that looked like something you would buy at a gas station with cash. A burner phone. She glanced around. No one was watching her. Everyone was engaged in their own conversations, their own celebrations. She powered the phone on, her thumb moving with practiced confidence. No lock screen. The phone opened immediately. The messages loaded. There was only one contact saved. Just the letter T. Nicole's heart stopped as she read the most recent exchange. The first message from T. "Did she seem suspicious tonight? I saw her checking her phone during the toast. She looked shaken." Andre's response sent just moments ago while he was supposedly using the restroom. "She is fine. Totally clueless. Stop worrying. Everything is on schedule." Another message from T. "I cannot help it. We are so close. Just a little longer and this is all over. I do not want anything to go wrong now." Andre's reply. "Nothing is going wrong. Trust me, I have done this before." She suspects nothing. Nicole scrolled up with shaking fingers now, no longer quite so steady. The conversation went back months, perhaps years. A message from earlier. "Everything's set for the Florida Keys. Malik confirmed the yacht is ready. All the permits are in place. Insurance policies are active and verified. The payout splits between us just like we planned. Andre's response: perfect. This is the big one, baby. After this, we are set for life. Another message from T. She is so excited about this destination event. Keeps talking about how it is the biggest booking prestige events has ever had. Has no idea it is her last one. Almost feel bad. Almost. Andre's reply: do not go soft on me now. She has had everything handed to her. Rich parents. Successful business. Everyone loves her. What did you get? What did I get? We take what we deserve. T's response: you are right. I know you are right. It is just that after years of being her friend, pretending to care, it feels weird that it is almost over. Andre's message: years of investment pays off soon. Then you never have to smile at her again. Nicole's vision blurred. The restaurant spun around her like she was on a carousel, moving too fast. She scrolled further back, her fingers moving mechanically now, no longer thinking, just reading, absorbing, trying to understand. A message from weeks earlier. The life vests Malik is providing have the slow-release leak mechanism. She will make it a short distance from the yacht before they start failing. She will get tired trying to stay afloat. She will call for help, but the current will pull her away from the boat. By the time anyone realizes something is wrong, she will be gone. It will look exactly like a tragic accident, a terrible mishap during a sunset cruise. Andre's question: and you will be on the beach with the wedding party, right? Establishing your alibi. T's confirmation: exactly. I will have many witnesses seeing me coordinate the beach reception while the yacht excursion is happening. And you will be on the yacht. The devoted husband who jumped in to try to save her, but could not reach her in time. The grieving widower. Andre's response: we have done this before. It works. Tara in Colorado. Sarah off the coast of Florida. Same protocol, different setting. Tara. Sarah. Names Nicole had never heard. Women who were apparently dead. Women her husband had killed. Another message from T. I still cannot believe she made me director of operations. Gave me access to everything. All the financial records, all the insurance policies, all the business documents. This woman really trusted me with her entire company. Andre's reply: that is what made her the perfect target. Successful, lonely, desperate for family after her parents died. Just like Tara was after her divorce. Just like Sarah was after her husband died. They are all the same. Vulnerable, wealthy, and so grateful for love that they do not ask questions. Nicole heard footsteps approaching. Andre returning from the bathroom. She powered off the burner phone with trembling fingers, slipped it back into the jacket pocket exactly where she had found it, and stood up with her champagne glass raised. Her face was a perfect mask of happiness. Years of performing for clients, of maintaining composure during disasters, of never letting anyone see her sweat. There you are, she said brightly as Andre approached. Come on, let us get those photos before we lose the good light by the windows. Nicole posed for photographs with Andre by the floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking Atlanta's glittering skyline. She smiled. She laughed when the photographer made a joke. She let Andre hold her close, his arms around her waist, his lips against her hair, the same man who was planning to watch her drown soon. The entire time her mind was cataloging every detail with the precision she normally reserved for event planning. The Florida Keys destination event. She had been planning it for some time. The Wilkins wedding, her biggest client of the year. guests flying to a private resort for a celebration. Nicole had planned every single detail down to the thread count of the linens, including a sunset yacht excursion for the wedding party on one of the days. Tiana had insisted on handling the yacht vendor personally, said she had found an amazing deal through a contact, Malik Brooks's charter company. 5-star reviews, she had said. Best price in the Caribbean, she had said. Let me handle all the communications with them, she had said. Nicole had never met Malik Brooks. Tiana had handled everything. The life insurance policies. Nicole had 3 of them. One through the business for key person insurance, standard for any CEO. 2 personal policies that Andre had suggested she get when they married. Just in case something happens, baby, he had said with such apparent concern. You are the breadwinner. You built this empire. If anything happened to you, I would need to be protected. I would need to be able to maintain the business. Keep your legacy going. She thought it was sweet, responsible, the mark of a good husband who thought about the future. Now she understood. He had been planning her death since the day he married her. Maybe before. She looked across the restaurant at Tiana, who was chatting with Lena, one of Prestige Events' junior planners. Both of them were laughing at something, drinks in hand. The picture of friendship and professional camaraderie. Tiana caught Nicole's eye and blew her a kiss, mouthing the words, "Love you, sis." Years of friendship, years of late nights building Prestige Events together, starting from when it was just Nicole and a couple of employees working out of a converted garage. Tiana had been there when Nicole's parents died in the car accident, had held her while she cried through the funeral, had helped her pack up their house, sort through their belongings, manage the grief, had been her maid of honor when she married Andre later. And according to the messages on that burner phone, Tiana had been sleeping with Andre for years, had been planning this for much of the time Nicole had known her, had infiltrated her business, her life, her heart, with the sole purpose of helping a man kill her for insurance money. Nicole's phone buzzed again in her hand. The unknown number sent another message. I know this is overwhelming, but you need to get somewhere safe tonight. Do not go home with him. Do not be alone with him. Meet me and I will explain everything. I have proof. More proof than what you just found. Nicole typed back quickly, keeping her phone angled away from Andre. Who are you? How do I know what I just found? The response came immediately. I have been watching them for a long time. I know their patterns. I know their methods. I know what they are planning. And I know you just checked that jacket pocket because I told you to. And now you are terrified. But you are hiding it. Well, you are good at hiding things, Nicole. But you cannot hide from this. Meet me. Why should I trust you? You are a stranger sending anonymous texts. The reply was chilling. Because I am the only person who knows you are supposed to die soon. I am the only person who can prove what they are planning. And I am the only person who has already survived what your husband does to women like you. Nicole's blood turned to ice. Survived what your husband does. Past tense. This person had been through whatever Andre was planning. Meet me where? The answer appeared instantly. I am parked across the street. Silver BMW. Leave separately from him. Tell him you have a work emergency. Come to my car. I will take you somewhere safe, and I will show you everything. But Nicole, you need to do this tonight, right now, because if you go home with him, and he suspects anything, if Tiana suspects anything, they will move up their timeline. Tool. These people have killed before. They are very good at it. Nicole looked at Andre, who was now talking to Tiana by the bar. Both of them laughing, both of them checking their phones, coordinating, probably making sure their stories aligned, making sure Nicole remained oblivious. She made her decision with the same decisive clarity she brought to every major business choice. "I need to step out," Nicole said, touching Andre's arm as she approached him and Tiana. Crisis with the Wilkins wedding rehearsal dinner. Vendor issue. The florist just texted that half the centerpieces are the wrong color. Andre's expression showed perfect understanding and support. "Baby, it is our anniversary. Can Tiana handle it?" "I have got it, girl," Tiana said immediately, her face showing concern that looked so genuine Nicole wanted to scream. "You stay. Enjoy your night. I will call the florist, sort everything out." "No, I need to handle this one personally," Nicole said firmly. "The Wilkins are paying us a fortune for this wedding. I cannot delegate when something goes wrong at this level. You know that." She kissed Andre's cheek, the same cheek she had kissed goodbye that morning when she thought her biggest worry was whether the anniversary dinner dessert would be chocolate soufflé or crème brûlée. "I will be quick. Order me the soufflé. I will be back before it arrives." "You sure?" Andre asked, his hand on her waist pulling her close, playing the devoted husband so well. "Want me to come with you?" "No, baby. Stay. Enjoy. I will handle this." Nicole walked through the restaurant with her head high and her shoulders straight, waving at friends, stopping to accept congratulations on her anniversary from people at other tables, maintaining the performance all the way to the elevator. In the elevator, alone for a moment as it descended to the ground floor, she let herself shake. Her hands trembled. Her breathing came faster. The perfect composure cracked just slightly. Then the elevator doors opened to the lobby and she pulled herself together again, straightened her spine, lifted her chin, fixed her face. Outside, the cool air was brisk against her skin. Atlanta's downtown traffic moved past in streams of red taillights. Nicole spotted the silver BMW parked across the street, exactly where the unknown number had said it would be. As she approached, the driver's side window rolled down. The woman inside was black, in her early 40s, with short, natural hair cut close to her scalp, and eyes that carried the weight of terrible knowledge. Her face was striking, beautiful in a hard way, like someone who had been broken and rebuilt herself stronger. There was a scar visible above the collar of her jacket, a surgical scar across her left shoulder, eyes that were somehow familiar, though Nicole was absolutely certain she had never met this woman before in her life. "Nicole Reeves?" the woman asked. "Who are you?" Nicole stayed on the sidewalk, maintaining distance, not fully committed yet. "Someone who knows exactly what you are feeling right now. The confusion, the denial, the part of your brain that is trying to convince you there is another explanation for those text messages, that maybe you misunderstood, that maybe there is a reasonable explanation." The woman's voice was calm, measured, the voice of someone who had told this story before. "Get in. We do not have much time, and what I have to tell you is going to change your life." "How do I know you are not working with them?" Nicole asked. "How do I know this is not part of whatever they are planning?" The woman pulled out a tablet from the passenger seat and turned it toward Nicole. The screen showed security camera footage, black and white, but clear. Andre and Tiana in an apartment Nicole did not recognize, kissing. Tiana wearing nothing but one of Andre's shirts. Andre's hands in her hair. The timestamp in the corner read a recent afternoon when Andre had told Nicole he was meeting with a potential sponsor for an appearance. "I have hours of footage like this," the woman said quietly. "Weeks of surveillance, months of documented conversations. Financial records showing a pattern of fraud going back years. And I have proof of at least 3 other women who made the same mistake you made. 3 other women who trusted a man who specializes in marrying successful women and killing them for their insurance money. Nicole looked back at the restaurant. Through the floor-to-ceiling windows, she could see the top floor where their private dining section was located. She could see the warm glow of candlelight, the shadow of people moving, celebrating, living their normal lives while hers was imploding. "Please," the woman said, and something in her voice made Nicole turn back. "I know you do not know me. I know that this is terrifying, but I have been watching them for some time, and I have been where you are right now. I know what it feels like to discover that the person you love is planning your murder. And I know that if you get back in that elevator and go back to him and pretend everything is normal, you might not live long enough to regret it." Nicole made her choice. She got in the car. The woman pulled into traffic immediately, checking her mirrors constantly, taking random turns through downtown Atlanta. Counter-surveillance driving, Nicole realized. This woman knew how to lose a tail. "Where are we going?" Nicole asked, her hands clasped tightly in her lap to keep them from shaking. "Somewhere they cannot track us. Somewhere safe." The woman made another turn, heading away from downtown. "I need you to do something for me right now. Turn off your phone completely, not airplane mode. Power it all the way down, and remove the battery if you can." "Why?" "Because if Andre suspects anything, if Tiana suspects anything, they will track your location through your phone. They have killed women that I know of. Probably more. They are professionals, Nicole. They are very good at covering their tracks and very good at acting fast when they sense exposure. Please turn it off." Nicole hesitated for only a moment before powering down her iPhone completely. The screen went black. They drove in silence for some time. The woman kept checking her mirrors, kept taking seemingly random turns. Finally, she pulled into the parking garage of a small boutique hotel in Buckhead, the kind of place that catered to business travelers looking for discretion rather than luxury. "Come on," the woman said, killing the engine. She led Nicole through a side entrance, avoiding the front desk, taking the stairs instead of the elevator, to the room. When the woman unlocked the door and Nicole stepped inside, she stopped dead. The hotel room looked like a detective's war room. 2 laptop computers sat open on the desk, screens showing what looked like surveillance footage from multiple angles. Printed photographs covered one entire wall, connected by red string in a pattern that would have looked crazy if it was not so meticulously organized. A timeline ran along another wall with dates, names, locations, and dollar amounts written in neat block letters. Files were stacked on every available surface, labeled with names and dates. A small table by the window held a printer, a scanner, and what looked like recording equipment. This woman was not just watching Andre and Tiana. She was building a case. "Sit down," the woman said, not unkindly, gesturing to the chair by the desk. "I know you have questions. I am going to answer all of them. But I need you to listen to everything before you react. Can you do that?" Nicole sat, her event planner brain automatically noting the organization of the room, the systematic approach, the professional setup. This was not someone obsessed or unhinged. This was someone who knew what she was doing. "Who are you?" Nicole asked again. "I am someone who has been investigating your husband for years. I'm someone who knows his methods, his patterns, his entire network of accomplices. I am someone who watched him target you years ago, court you, seduce you, marry you, and systematically set you up to die. And I am someone who decided that this time I was not going to let it happen." That does not answer my question. I know. I am getting there. But first, I need you to understand what you are dealing with. Look at this. The woman pulled up a file on her laptop. A police report from Colorado Springs. The report header read, Incident Report, Accidental Death. Victim listed as Tara Harper. Female. Black. Incident description stated fatal fall from hiking trail overlook in the Pikes Peak region. Witness listed as Andre Mitchell, husband, who stated victim lost footing on loose gravel. Investigation notes indicated scene consistent with accidental fall, no signs of struggle. Final determination was accidental death. Case closed. This is Tara, the woman said, pulling up a photograph. A beautiful black woman with long locks and warm eyes smiled at the camera, wearing hiking gear, standing at a trail overlook full of life. She died years ago, fell from a cliff while hiking with her husband. He was the only witness. He said she slipped on loose gravel. The police believed him. He collected life insurance. Nicole stared at the photo, her stomach turning. Andre told me he had never been married before me. He said I was his first wife. His name was not Andre Reeves when he married Tara. It was Andre Mitchell. That is his real name. He changes it between victims. Sometimes it is Andre Mills, sometimes Jackson Reeves, sometimes other variations. Always some combination of names that sound trustworthy, professional, like someone from a good family. Victims. You said victims, plural. At least 3 that I can prove with documentation. Probably more if I keep digging. The woman pulled up another file, another police report. Another woman. This is Sarah Denise Crawford. She drowned during a boat excursion off the coast of Florida while on vacation with her husband. Andre was her husband, but he was using the name Jackson Mills. Same exact pattern. Quick courtship, marriage within a year. Insurance policy taken out. Convenient accident in a location where investigation is difficult. Grieving husband collects the payout and disappears. The woman pulled up a third file. And before Sarah, there was someone else. Someone who was supposed to die on her honeymoon in the Caribbean years ago. Someone who was supposed to drown in a boat explosion and never come home. Who? Nicole asked, though some part of her already knew the answer. The woman met her eyes directly. Me? The pieces clicked into place. Nicole looked at the woman, really looked. The scar on her left shoulder, surgical and precise. The way she moved like someone who had been hurt and learned to fight back. The intensity in her eyes that came from seeing death and refusing to accept it. The professional setup in this hotel room. The years of investigation. You? Nicole whispered. He tried to kill you. The woman nodded once, sharp and definitive. My name is Denise Patterson. Years ago, I married a man named Andre Mitchell. I was recently divorced, running a successful consulting business. He was charming, attentive, said all the right things. We dated for some time. He proposed. I said yes. We married later. She pulled up her own wedding photo, a younger version of herself, radiant in a white dress, standing next to Andre. The same Andre, the same smile. Sometime after our wedding, we went on a delayed honeymoon to the Florida Keys. Beautiful resort, private beach, and a sunset boat excursion with a captain named Malik Brooks. Brooks, Nicole repeated. Same last name as Andre's real name, his partner. Andre and Malik have been running this operation together for years, probably longer. They target successful women, usually women who have recently lost someone or gone through a divorce. Women who are emotionally vulnerable but financially secure. Andre marries them. Malik handles the logistics of the accidents. Denise's voice was steady, factual, like she had told this story so many times it had lost its emotional edge. But Nicole could see the tension in her shoulders, the way her hands clenched slightly. We were on the boat. Beautiful evening watching the sunset. Then there was an explosion in the engine compartment. Fire. Chaos. I was thrown into the water, injured, bleeding from a gash in my shoulder where a piece of debris hit me. She touched the scar absently. I was disoriented, in shock. Andre jumped in after me. I thought he was trying to save me. She paused, and for the first time emotion crept into her voice. He held me underwater, used his body weight to push me down. I fought him. I kicked. I scratched. I did everything I could. I managed to get away, grab a piece of floating debris. I stayed afloat for some time before the Coast Guard found me. I was hypothermic. I had lost the baby I was carrying, and I had no memory of the last couple of hours because my brain shut down from trauma. Oh my God, Nicole breathed. Andre told the authorities I was confused, that the explosion had disoriented me, that he tried desperately to save me, but I had panicked and fought him off. There was no proof he had tried to drown me, just my fragmented memory, and his word against mine. The insurance company investigated for some time, but could not prove foul play. The case was closed as an accident. Andre got nothing because I survived. Denise pulled out a thick accordion file from under the bed. Police reports, medical records, insurance investigation documents, photographs of injuries. I spent years recovering in physical therapy for my shoulder. In therapy, trying to understand how the man I loved had tried to murder me. Then I started investigating him using the skills I had learned working as an FBI analyst. You worked for the FBI? Denise pulled out credentials. Retired FBI analyst, Financial Crimes Division. I know how to investigate. I know how to follow money trails. I know how to build cases. And I spent years building one against Andre Mitchell. She gestured to the wall covered in photographs and string. I found Tara's case sometime after my incident. Found Sarah a year later. Found evidence of other potential victims who disappeared after marrying men matching Andre's description and methods. Then I found you. How long have you known about me? For years. I've been tracking Andre since I recovered. He is careful but not perfect. He changes his name but keeps the same pattern. I tracked him to Atlanta years ago. Watched him research you. Watched him engineer a meeting at that gallery opening where you met. Watched him court you with the same techniques he had used on me, on Tara, on Sarah. Watched him propose and marry you. Nicole felt sick. Why did you not warn me then? Before I married him, because I tried that with Sarah. I found her some time before she died. I called her, told her everything. She thought I was a crazy ex-wife trying to break up her marriage. She told Andre I had contacted her. He immediately moved up his timeline and killed her soon after. I learned my lesson. Warning the victim directly does not work. They do not believe you. They believe him. Denise pulled up more surveillance footage on her laptop. So this time I did it differently. I watched. I documented. I waited for enough proof to make sure that when I moved, when I warned you, you would believe me and we would have enough evidence to put him away forever. She showed Nicole months of footage. Andre and Tiana at the apartment, whose furniture Nicole had recognized. Kissing, talking, planning. Tiana, Nicole said numbly. How long has she been involved? For years. She is not just his accomplice in this crime. She is his actual romantic partner. They have been together longer than he has known you. You were the job, Nicole. She was the life he was living between jobs. Denise showed her more evidence. Financial records showing Tiana had started working at prestige events years ago, not as long as Nicole remembered. Check your employment records, Denise said. You will find that Tiana Harper started at your company sometime after Andre tried to kill me. Harper. Same last name as Tara Harper, the woman who died in Colorado. They are related. Sisters. Tiana helped Andre kill her own sister. That is the kind of person you are dealing with. The room tilted. Nicole gripped the arms of the chair. She helped kill her own sister. Tara was wealthy from her divorce settlement. Andre married her, took out life insurance, killed her on that hiking trail. Tiana was the one who suggested the trip, who recommended that specific trail, who was supposed to hike with them but canceled last minute with a convenient excuse. She helped plan her sister's murder for a cut of the insurance money. Denise pulled up more files. After Tara died, Andre realized that having an inside person was even better than working alone. Someone who could get close to the target, become their friend or employee, feed him information, help manipulate them. Tiana was already in on the crime. So they formed a partnership. She infiltrates the target's life. He marries them. They both profit. She infiltrated my business, my life. Years of friendship. Nicole's voice broke. And yes, every moment of it was calculated. She applied for the job at prestige events specifically to get close to you. She became your friend, your confidant, your maid of honor, all while reporting everything back to Andre. When did you make her director of operations? Sometime after you married Andre. Because by then she had proved her loyalty and he needed her to have access to your financial records, your insurance policies, your business operations. She forged your signature on documents, changed beneficiaries on your life insurance, and helped set up the entire Florida Keys plan. Denise showed her forged documents, insurance beneficiary changes that Nicole had never authorized. Business papers with signatures that looked like Nicole's but were not quite right. This is insane, Nicole whispered. This sounds like something from a movie. How do I know you are not the one who is unstable? How do I know this is not some elaborate delusion? Because of this, Denise pulled up a recording on her laptop. Audio surveillance, crystal clear. Andre's voice came through the speakers. Soon, just a little longer and we are done. The yacht is confirmed. The insurance is active. The wedding party will be on the beach. She will be on the boat, and she will not be coming back. Tiana's voice responded. I still cannot believe we are actually doing this. After years of planning, it is finally happening. Andre again. You did good, baby. You got in. You got close. You got access to everything. This is going to be our biggest payout yet. Plus, we take over her company using the succession documents you forged. Everything she built becomes ours. Tiana's voice wavered slightly. What if something goes wrong? What if someone suspects? Andre sounded confident, almost amused. Nothing is going wrong. We have done this before. We know what works. The life vests Malik modified will fail halfway through the excursion. She will drift too far from the boat. The current takes her. By the time anyone realizes she is in trouble, it is too late. I jump in. I try to save her. I cannot reach her. She drowns. Tragic accident. I am the devastated husband. You are the grieving best friend. We wait a respectful time. Then we get married and live happily ever after on the insurance money and the company. The recording continued for some time of them discussing the exact plan, the timeline, the logistics, the aftermath. When it ended, Nicole was shaking. "This recording is from recently," Denise said. "I have surveillance equipment in Tiana's apartment. I've been monitoring them for some time, waiting for them to discuss the details clearly enough that it would hold up in court. This is that recording." "Why me?" Nicole asked, her voice barely a whisper. "What made me a target?" "You were successful, wealthy, and alone. Your parents died in that car accident before you met Andre. You were grieving, vulnerable, desperate for connection. That is exactly his type. Successful black women who have lost their support systems. Women who want to believe in love and partnership so badly that they do not see the predator until it is too late." Denise pulled out a profile she had created. Everything about Nicole's life before Andre. The death of her parents. The isolation she had felt. The way she had thrown herself into work. The vulnerability that came with success and loneliness combined. He researched you for some time before approaching you. Knew your schedule, your favorite places, your business success. He engineered that meeting at the gallery opening, made it seem like chance, like fate. But it was all calculated, and Tiana was already in place. She had been working at your company for some time by the time Andre made contact. She had already become your friend, your trusted employee. When you started dating Andre, she was the one encouraging it, telling you what a great guy he was, telling you that you deserved happiness, pushing you toward marriage. Nicole remembered Tiana had been her biggest cheerleader during the courtship, had told her over and over that Andre was perfect for her, had helped plan the wedding, had cried happy tears at the ceremony. All lies, all manipulation. "What do I do?" Nicole asked. "If I go to the police with this, will they arrest him?" "Not yet. We have evidence of conspiracy and fraud, but we need more to make murder charges stick. The recording is good, but his lawyers will argue it is just talk, not concrete action. We need to catch them in the act of attempting the crime." "You want to let them try to kill me?" "No. I want to make them think their plan is proceeding normally while we document everything and build an airtight case. I want to wire you, have you go back to your normal life and get them to incriminate themselves further. Then, right before the Florida Keys trip, we have the FBI arrest them with overwhelming evidence. That is insane. That is dangerous. It is the only way to guarantee they go to prison for life instead of getting off on some technicality. And Nicole, I know it is terrifying, but I have been preparing for this for years. I have FBI contacts ready to move. I have evidence compiled. All we need is your cooperation." Nicole stood up, paced the small hotel room, tried to process everything. "Why are you doing this?" she asked. "Why spend years of your life on this? Why risk yourself to save me?" Denise was quiet for a long moment. When she spoke, her voice carried the weight of years of pain because he took everything from me. My marriage, my sense of safety, my baby. I will never have children now because of the damage from that night. And I watched him do it again to Tara, to Sarah, to women whose names I do not even know. I could not stop it before because I did not have proof. But you are still alive. I still have time to save you. And if I save you, if we stop him together, if we make sure he never hurts another woman again, then maybe everything I lost will not have been for nothing. She pulled out a photo, not from a file, from her wallet, a sonogram image faded with time. This was my daughter. I was pregnant when Andre tried to kill me. I had told him before the honeymoon. He seemed so happy, but really he was recalculating. Pregnant wife means custody complications if I divorced him. Means another person who might eventually uncover his lies. Easier to kill us both and collect the insurance. Tears ran down Denise's face. The first emotion she had shown beyond controlled determination. I could not save her. But I can save you. And I can make sure Andre Mitchell spends the rest of his life in prison for what he has done. Nicole made her decision with the same clarity she brought to every major choice in her life. Okay, I trust you. Tell me what I need to do. Denise wiped her eyes and pulled herself together, the professional investigator returning. First, you need to go back to that restaurant. Act normal. Tell Andre the crisis is handled. Go home with him tonight. Do not let him suspect anything. I do not think I can do that. You have been performing for clients your entire career. You have smiled through disasters and made magic happen under impossible pressure. This is just another performance, the most important one of your life. What if I slip up? What if he realizes? He will not because he is arrogant. He has done this successfully multiple times. He thinks he is smarter than everyone, including you. Use that against him. Let him believe you are the trusting, naive wife. Let him think he is winning. Denise pulled out a business card and wrote a number on the back. This is my burner phone. It is untraceable. Save it under something innocent, a vendor name or a client. If you need me, if anything feels wrong, if you are in danger, you call that number immediately. What about the FBI? When do we contact them? Soon. I have a contact, Special Agent Kesha Morrison. She has been waiting for me to give her enough evidence to move on this case. She will coordinate everything. The wire, the surveillance, the arrest timing. But tonight, you go back to being Nicole Reeves, successful event planner, devoted wife, celebrating your anniversary. Nicole took the card, committed the number to memory, and deleted Denise's previous texts from her phone. One more thing, Denise said. Tiana. She is dangerous in her own way. Maybe more dangerous than Andre because you trust her. You're going to want to confront her, to demand answers, to ask how she could do this. Do not. Not yet. Let her think everything is fine. Years of friendship, Nicole whispered. Years of lies, Denise corrected. And when this is over, when they are both in prison, you will have the rest of your life to process the betrayal. But right now, survival comes first. Nicole called an Uber, using Denise's suggestion to request it from a block away so the pickup location would not show the hotel. Before she left, Denise handed her one more thing, a small pendant on a chain. Beautiful, elegant, looked like expensive jewelry. This is a recording device, FBI grade. Wear it whenever you are with Andre or Tiana. It will capture everything within range. I will monitor the feed and save everything to a secure server. Nicole put on the necklace. It looked like something she would wear to a business meeting or dinner. Perfect. Thank you, she said to Denise, for not giving up, for tracking him all these years, for saving my life. Thank me when he is in prison, Denise replied. Until then, be careful, be smart, and remember, you are not alone anymore. I am watching, I am listening, and I will not let him win. Nicole took a deep breath, squared her shoulders, and walked out of the hotel room back to her life, back to the man planning her murder, back to the best friend who had betrayed her. But this time she was not going in blind. This time she was the one setting the trap. The Uber dropped her off 2 blocks from the restaurant. Nicole walked the rest of the way, using the time to prepare her performance. By the time she stepped back into the elevator, heading up to their private dining room, her face was perfectly composed. Andre looked up from his conversation when she returned. concern and love radiating from every feature. "Baby, how did it go? Crisis averted?" "All handled," Nicole said, sliding back into her seat and accepting the glass of champagne he poured for her. Turns out the florist had sent a photo of the wrong event. Our centerpieces are perfect, just a miscommunication. I ordered your souffle. Should be here any minute. Nicole smiled at her husband, the man who had spent years planning this moment, waiting for the insurance policies to age past the investigation period, cultivating her trust, positioning himself to steal everything. The man who soon planned to watch her drown. "You are the best," she said, and meant it in a completely different way than he thought. The chocolate souffle arrived. They shared it. They laughed with their friends. They posed for more photos. Nicole played the role of happy wife perfectly because she had had years of practice playing roles for clients. This was just another performance. Except the stakes had never been higher. Later, they said goodbye to their guests. Tiana hugged Nicole tight, whispering in her ear, "Years down, forever to go." "Forever," Nicole repeated, and felt the recording device around her neck capture every word. They went home to the house in Buckhead that Nicole had bought before she met Andre. He had moved in after the wedding, slowly filling it with his things, his presents, his lies. "Best anniversary ever," Andre said as they got ready for bed. He pulled her close, kissed her with apparent passion and love. "I am so lucky to have you, baby. So lucky." Nicole kissed him back, her skin crawling, but her face showing nothing but affection. "I am the lucky one," she said. They made love. Andre was attentive, skilled, everything a woman could want in a partner. And the entire time, Nicole thought about Denise's words. "You are not the first. You will not be the last, unless we stop him." Afterward, Andre fell asleep immediately, his arm draped across her waist, possessive even in sleep. Nicole lay awake, staring at the ceiling, wearing the necklace that was recording his breathing, his movements, everything. The next day, she would meet with FBI agent Kesha Morrison. The real work would begin. But tonight, she had survived another day, and that was enough. In the morning, Nicole got up quietly, leaving Andre asleep. She went downstairs to her home office and closed the door. Her hands were steadier now. The shock was wearing off, replaced by cold determination. She called the number Denise had given her. "Nicole." Denise's voice was immediately alert. "Everything okay?" "Yes, I am ready to meet with the FBI today." "Good. I will set it up." "Nicole, how are you holding up?" "I do not know yet. I keep thinking about all the moments over the past years, trying to figure out which parts were real and which were performance. I do not think I will ever know." "None of it was real," Denise said gently. "Everything he did was calculated to get to this point. The sooner you accept that, the easier it will be." "How did you accept it?" "I spent time wanting to die because I had trusted him. Then I spent time wanting him to die for what he had done. Then I realized that neither of those things would fix anything. The only thing that would help was making sure he could not hurt anyone else. That is when I started really living again. Survival is not just about not dying. It is about choosing to build something better from the wreckage." After she hung up, Nicole opened her laptop and started going through Prestige Events' financial records. Now that she knew what to look for, the evidence was everywhere. Payments to vendors that did not exist, inflated invoices, money transfers to accounts she had not authorized. Tiana had been systematically embezzling from the company for years. Small amounts that would not trigger automatic alerts, but that added up to a lot of money. The life insurance policies. Nicole pulled up the documents. The beneficiaries had been changed some time ago. She had not authorized the changes, but the signatures looked like hers. Good forgeries, but not perfect. Lena Thompson, her junior planner, had tried to mention something about discrepancies some time ago, but Tiana had said it was handled. Now Nicole understood. Tiana had been covering her tracks, keeping Nicole from seeing the evidence. Nicole started making copies of everything, saving files to an external drive that she hid in her office safe. Later that morning, Andre came downstairs, dressed for the gym, looking fresh and relaxed. "Morning, beautiful. Sleep okay?" "Like a rock," Nicole lied. She had slept little. "I'm going to the gym. Then I have lunch with some of the guys. I will be back around later." "Want me to pick up dinner?" "Sure. Surprise me." He kissed her goodbye. A sweet domestic kiss, the kind exchanged by thousands of couples every morning. Except this couple included a professional killer and his target. After he left, Nicole called Lena. "Nicole, everything okay? It is early for you. I need you to do something for me, and I need you to keep it completely confidential." "Can I trust you?" "Of course. What is going on?" "I need you to pull every financial transaction Tiana has authorized for the past few years. Every vendor payment, every contract, every expense. Do not tell her. Do not tell anyone." "Can you do that?" There was a pause. "Does this have to do with those discrepancies I mentioned?" "Yes. I knew something was wrong. I knew it. Give me a couple of hours." Later, Nicole met Denise and FBI Special Agent Keisha Morrison in a conference room at a law office that Denise had arranged. Morrison looked younger than her years, with sharp eyes and the bearing of someone who had seen every scam and was not impressed by any of them. "Mrs. Reeves," Morrison said, shaking Nicole's hand firmly. "Ms. Patterson has briefed me on the situation. I have been tracking Andre Mitchell for some time through various fraud investigations. This is the first time we have had a living victim willing to cooperate before the actual murder attempt. If you are willing to work with us, we can finally put him away. What do you need from me? We need you to go about your normal life while wearing a wire. We need you to interact with Andre and Tiana naturally. Try to get them talking about their plans. We especially need evidence of the specific conspiracy to commit murder. Proof that the Florida Keys trip is designed to kill you." "How dangerous is this?" Morrison's expression was serious. "I will not lie to you. These are people who have killed before, but we will have surveillance on you at all times. Unmarked cars near your home and office, undercover agents positioned in public places you frequent. The moment we sense you are in immediate danger, we move in and arrest them." "When?" "Ideally, right before you are supposed to leave for the Florida Keys. We want as much recorded evidence as possible, but we will not risk your life. If anything feels wrong, if Andre shows any sign of violence or acceleration of plans, we pull the trigger immediately." Denise handed Nicole a different necklace. This one was slightly heavier, more sophisticated. "FBI issue," she explained. "Records, audio, and video." "I will get my equipment back." Nicole put it on. Her armor. Her weapon. "Mrs. Reeves," Morrison said, "I need you to understand something. Once we start this, you cannot back out. You will be living a double life. Smiling at your husband while knowing he is planning your murder. Working beside your best friend while knowing she betrayed you. It is going to be psychologically exhausting." "I run a successful business," Nicole said calmly. "I manage employees and coordinate events for clients who pay me a lot to make their dreams come true. I know how to perform under pressure. I know how to maintain composure during a crisis. This is just another event I am managing, except the stakes are life and death." Morrison smiled for the first time. I can see why you are successful. All right, let us go over the protocol. They spent some time planning emergency signals, safe words, extraction procedures, everything Nicole would need to survive the coming days. When she left the law office, she had a new phone with a direct line to Morrison hidden in a cosmetics case in her purse. She had the wire. She had surveillance teams positioned around her life. And she had Denise's number memorized. She was ready. That afternoon, Nicole went to Prestige Events headquarters like any normal day. Tiana was there, bright and cheerful, going over the Wilkins wedding details. Morning, girl. How are you feeling after last night? That was such a beautiful dinner. It was perfect, Nicole said, sitting down at the conference table. Andre is the best. You two are relationship goals for real. Years and still so in love. Nicole forced herself to smile. I am very lucky. They went over the Florida Keys details, the guest list, the flight arrangements, the resort accommodations, and then Tiana pulled out the yacht excursion itinerary. So I finalized everything with Malik Brooks's charter company. Guests, sunset cruise, premium bar service, the works. A good price per person, which is an incredible deal. That does seem low, Nicole said carefully. Are you sure the boat is quality? I vetted everything personally. Malik has been in business for years. Perfect safety record, all the certifications. Trust me, this is going to be amazing. Years. The same length of time Andre had been killing women. I trust you, Nicole said, and watched Tiana's face carefully. Did something flicker there? Guilt? Satisfaction? It was hard to tell. You always do, Tiana said quietly. That is what I love about you, Nicole. You believe in people. You see the best in everyone. Is that a bad thing? No. It is beautiful. It is just rare. Tiana's eyes were bright. Was she crying? You have been so good to me over the years, given me opportunities, trusted me with so much responsibility. I want you to know, I appreciate it. Was this real emotion or part of the manipulation? Nicole would probably never know. You have earned it, Nicole said. You are like a sister to me. Tiana looked away. Yeah, sisters. That evening, Andre came home with Thai food, Nicole's favorite. They ate dinner together, talking about nothing important. He told her about his gym workout. She told him about the Wilkins wedding details. Normal conversation between a normal married couple. Except the wire around Nicole's neck was recording everything. And FBI agents in a van nearby were listening to every word. Baby, Andre said over pad thai. I have been thinking after the Florida Keys trip, after this huge event is done, why do not we take a real vacation? Just the two of us, maybe Italy. You have always wanted to go to Tuscany. That sounds amazing, Nicole said, knowing he was talking about their honeymoon, the trip they would take after collecting her life insurance, the trip he and Tiana would take while Nicole's body was lost at sea. I just want to celebrate you, Andre continued. Everything you have built, everything you have accomplished. You deserve to relax and enjoy life. I will right after this event. Right after this event, he repeated. And something in his tone made her skin crawl. That night, lying in bed next to him, Nicole thought about Denise's daughter, the baby who died because of Andre's violence. She thought about Tara and Sarah, and the other women whose names were still unknown. She thought about all the women who might come after her if she did not stop him now. And she strengthened her resolve. The coming days passed in a strange duality. On the surface, Nicole lived her normal life. She worked on the Wilkins wedding details. She had lunch with Tiana. She went to dinner with Andre. She smiled and laughed and played the role of successful, happy, trusting wife and friend. Underneath, she was documenting everything. The wire caught conversations. Lena provided financial records showing years of embezzlement. Morrison's team surveilled Andre's movements and discovered he met regularly with Malik Brooks at a warehouse in College Park. Most importantly, they caught Andre and Tiana discussing the specific plan in detail. The recording came through some days before the Florida Keys trip. Tiana's voice sounded nervous. "I am getting scared. What if something goes wrong?" Andre's voice was calm, confident. "Nothing is going wrong. We have planned this perfectly. You will be on the beach coordinating the reception. I will be on the yacht. The life vests Malik modified will fail halfway through the excursion. She will drift away from the boat. I will jump in to save her, but I will not reach her in time. The Coast Guard will search, but they will not find her. Tragic accident. Devastating loss. We wait some time, get married, inherit everything." Tiana sounded uncertain. "It feels like forever." Andre's tone was reassuring. "It is nothing compared to the years you have invested in this. Think about it. Soon you will be Mrs. Andre Reeves, co-owner of a successful company with the insurance money in the bank. You can quit pretending to be her friend. You can quit taking orders. You can finally have everything you deserve." The recording was damning, specific, detailed. Exactly what Morrison needed. Sometime before the scheduled departure to the Florida Keys, Morrison called Nicole. "We are moving in tomorrow morning. We will arrest both of them simultaneously. Are you ready?" "I have been ready. You did incredible work, Mrs. Reeves. This case is airtight. They are both going to prison for a very long time." That night, Nicole lay awake next to Andre for the last time. Tomorrow he would be in federal custody. Tomorrow the nightmare would be over. She thought about saying something, about confronting him one last time, letting him know that she had beaten him at his own game, but she did not. She had learned from Denise. Survival first, justice second, satisfaction last. In the morning, FBI agents surrounded the house. The knock on the door was sharp, professional, uncompromising. Andre sat up in bed, confused. "What the hell?" The voice from outside was loud and authoritative. "FBI, open up." Nicole watched his face as realization dawned. Watched him look at her, really look at her and understand. She smiled. "You really thought I would not figure it out?" The door broke open before he could respond. Agents swarmed in, weapons drawn, shouting commands. "Andre Mitchell, you are under arrest for conspiracy to commit murder, wire fraud, and the murder of Tara Harper." They cuffed him, read him his rights. He looked at Nicole the entire time, rage and disbelief warring on his face. "You set me up," he hissed. "No," Nicole said calmly. "You set yourself up. I just made sure it was documented." Simultaneously across town, agents arrested Tiana at her apartment, arrested Malik Brooks at his warehouse, arrested Ryan Holland at his office. The entire network taken down in one coordinated strike. The trial took place later. The prosecution, led by a federal attorney named Imani Stevens, presented overwhelming evidence. The recordings, the financial records, the testimony from Denise Patterson, the survivor, the testimony from Lena Thompson about the embezzlement. Andre tried to represent himself after firing several different lawyers. It was a disaster. "Ladies and gentlemen," he said in his opening statement, "I am not the monster they are making me out to be. I am a man who fell in love. Yes, I made mistakes. Yes, my relationship with Tiana was wrong, but I never intended to hurt anyone." Then the prosecution played the recording. Andre's own voice filled the courtroom. The life vests Malik modified will fail halfway through the excursion. She will drift away from the boat. I will jump in to save her, but I will not reach her in time. The jury looked horrified. Denise took the stand and told her story. The attempted murder, the loss of her baby, the years of investigation. The Colorado hiking trail witness testified about seeing Andre push Tara off the cliff. Evidence from the Florida case showed Sarah's death was not an accident. The case took some time. The jury deliberated for hours, guilty on all counts. Andre Mitchell was sentenced to life in prison without possibility of parole. Tiana, who had taken a plea deal and testified against him, got years. Malik Brooks got years. Ryan Holland got years. Nicole sat in the courtroom and watched them take Andre away in chains. She waited for satisfaction, for closure, for the feeling that justice had been served. Instead, she just felt tired. Later, Nicole stood in front of a new building in downtown Atlanta. The sign read, "The Denise Patterson Foundation for Fraud Prevention and Survivor Support." The opening ceremony was packed with survivors, advocates, law enforcement, and media. Nicole had funded the foundation with the settlement money from suing Andre's estate and the insurance companies that had failed to prevent the pattern. Denise stood beside her, no longer hidden in shadows, finally able to step into the light. "Welcome," Nicole said to the crowd. "Some time ago I got a text message during my anniversary dinner. It said, 'Check his jacket pocket right now. Do not react.' Those words saved my life." She looked at Denise, a stranger who had spent years making sure the man who tried to kill her could not hurt anyone else, sent that text. A woman who chose survival and turned it into protection for others. A woman who proved that the best revenge is making sure that the predator never hunts again. This foundation exists because Denise Patterson refused to stay silent. Because when she saw another woman being targeted, she chose to act. This foundation exists because survivors are stronger together than predators are in secret. The applause was thunderous. After the ceremony, a young woman approached Nicole nervously. "Mrs. Reeves, my name is Jasmine Richardson. I think my fiancé might be planning something. I found some text messages that scared me. Can you help?" Nicole looked at this young woman, scared but brave enough to seek help, and saw herself some time ago. "Yes," she said. "Come with me. You are not alone." She led Jasmine to a consultation room where Denise was waiting along with Agent Morrison and a team of specialists. This was her purpose now. Not just planning beautiful events, but saving lives. Not just running a business, but building a network of survivors who refuse to be victims. That evening, Nicole returned to her new penthouse. She had sold the house in Buckhead, unable to sleep another night in a place Andre had contaminated with his presence. This new space was hers alone. Clean, safe, a fresh start. Her phone buzzed. A message from an unknown number. For one terrible second, she froze, remembering that anniversary dinner. That first text that changed everything. Then she opened it. "Miss Reeves, my name is Kendra. I saw your foundation website. My sister died some time ago in an accident that never made sense. I think her husband killed her. I think he's about to marry someone else. Can you help?" Nicole smiled. The work never ended. But that was okay because survival was not just about saving yourself. It was about saving the next person, and the next, and the next. She typed back, "Yes, come to the foundation tomorrow. Bring everything you have. We will help you find the truth." Then she poured herself a glass of wine, stood on her balcony overlooking Atlanta, and thought about the text message that had saved her life. Check his jacket pocket right now. Do not react. 7 words from a stranger. 7 words that had led to justice for multiple murder victims. 7 words that had created a foundation serving hundreds of women. 7 words that proved survivors could fight back and win. Nicole raised her glass to the city lights, to Denise wherever she was, to all the women they had saved and would save. To not reacting, she whispered, to checking the pockets, to trusting the warnings, to surviving. Somewhere in a federal prison, Andre Mitchell was serving his life sentence. Somewhere in Atlanta, Tiana Harper was counting down her sentence. But Nicole Reeves was free. Free to build. Free to help. Free to live without fear. And that was the best revenge of all. State Trooper Ryan Thompson looks across the marble lobby and sees something that makes him laugh out loud. A black woman in a military dress uniform, dark blue jacket, brass insignia, ribbons covering her chest, walking toward the elevators with a briefcase. He turns to his partner and says loud enough for half the lobby to hear, "Check it out. Someone is going to a costume party." His partner laughs. "Little early for Halloween, is it not?" Thompson smirks. "Must have gotten lost looking for Comic-Con." The woman hears them. Of course she hears them. Everyone in the lobby hears them, but she does not react. She has heard worse. Her years in the United States Army teach you to let certain things slide. Her name is Colonel Dr. Carla Washington. She holds a PhD in strategic studies. She is a Bronze Star recipient with 2 combat deployments. She currently serves as the Pentagon's liaison to state governors on federal-state military coordination. And in a short time, she is supposed to brief the governor of South Carolina on classified national security protocols. None of that matters to Trooper Thompson. Because when he looks at her, he does not see credentials. He does not see rank. He does not see years of service. He sees a black woman in a uniform, and his first assumption is that it is fake. That assumption is about to destroy his career. Before I tell you what happened next, comment below where in the world you are watching from, and hit subscribe because this story shows exactly why judging people by their appearance instead of their credentials is the fastest way to end up as a cautionary tale in federal bias training. This is the story of how one racist state trooper became a case study and how one colonel's patience finally ran out. Let me tell you who Colonel Carla Washington really is, because understanding who she is makes what happens next even more infuriating. Born in Atlanta, Georgia, raised by a single mother who worked 2 jobs, nursing assistant during the day, hotel housekeeper at night, to keep food on the table and the lights on. Carla was the first person in her family to attend college. Not just any college, West Point, the United States Military Academy. Getting into West Point is not like applying to a regular university. You need a nomination from a congressman or senator. You need perfect grades, stellar test scores, athletic ability, and leadership experience. You are competing against thousands of the country's best and brightest for a few hundred slots. Carla got in, one of few black women in her graduating class. She could have taken an easier path after graduation. Corporate recruiters were lined up for West Point grads with her engineering scores. Wall Street firms were offering high starting salaries. But she chose service. She chose the Army. Her first assignment, 2nd Lieutenant, Army Corps of Engineers, stationed in Germany. She spent time there learning how to lead soldiers, how to manage complex projects, how to earn respect in a military culture that was not always welcoming to young black women officers. She deployed to Iraq, Anbar Province, the deadliest period of the war. She was a captain then, leading a platoon of combat engineers responsible for route clearance. finding and destroying improvised explosive devices before they killed American soldiers. She came home with a Bronze Star for valor. The citation described how she personally led her team through enemy fire to clear a route for a supply convoy that was under attack. Some of her soldiers were wounded. She kept working, kept clearing, kept leading until every member of that convoy made it to safety. She did not talk about it, still does not. That is not who she is. After Iraq, she went back to school, earned her master's degree in strategic studies at Georgetown while serving full-time, then deployed again to Afghanistan. Forward operating base in Helmand Province. She was a major by then, responsible for coordinating reconstruction projects with local Afghan contractors. She came home with a Defense Meritorious Service Medal for developing a strategy that reduced contractor fraud and got critical infrastructure projects completed ahead of schedule and under budget. The champagne bubbles caught the candlelight as Nicole stood to give her anniversary toast. But the real story that unfolded that night taught us something far deeper than romance or betrayal. In the end, the most powerful lesson is this: never ignore the quiet voice inside you that whispers something is wrong. When every instinct screams that the person you love, the friend you trust, the life you built is not what it seems, listen. Do not silence it with excuses, smiles, or years of shared history. That inner warning is not fear. It is wisdom. It is protection. It is the universe trying to save you before it is too late. Nicole could have brushed off those anonymous texts. She could have convinced herself it was a cruel prank or her own paranoia. Instead, she chose courage over comfort. She faced the shattering truth, felt the heartbreak, and still found the strength to act. That decision did not just save her life. It broke a cycle that had claimed other women and turned her pain into purpose. Through the foundation she created with Denise, she now stands as proof that survivors are not defined by what was done to them, but by what they choose to do afterward. Real healing begins the moment you stop protecting the lie and start protecting yourself. If you have ever stayed in a relationship, a friendship, or a situation that felt wrong in your gut, know you are not alone and you are not crazy. Your instincts are there for a reason. Trust them. Honor them. They might just be the difference between surviving and truly living. What about you? Have you ever had that moment when your instincts tried to warn you about someone you loved, and what happened when you finally listened? Or are you still trying to convince yourself everything is fine? Drop your story in the comments below. I read every single one, and your courage might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. If these real-life lessons touch your heart, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We share powerful stories like this every week. Stories of betrayal, resilience, and the quiet strength it takes to rebuild. Your support helps us reach more people who need to know they can fight back and win. Thank you for being here. You are stronger than you know.